You kept pushing on, but then you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call me. Just call me. Just call me. Just call me. You're stronger now than you ever been. You gotta leave now, it's time to catch the wind. You will climb up high and look through the clouds. And when you're feeling low, I know you'll bounce back. Oh, and just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call me. Just call me. Just call me. Just call me.
After an absolute slugfest for the season opener last week at Bristol, we now come to the Lone Star State and round number 2 of the CleanRacing.net Season 13 Truck Series. Tony Trapasso up in the booth with you for this one. Thank you so much for making Sim Racing Media a part of your Monday evening. So far, we are looking at a pretty decent-sized field. 20 haulers in the infield so far, as hot laps getting ready to wind on down now. Take a quick look at the weather conditions for tonight. 79 degree ambient air temperature, 64% relative humidity, which means these motors are going to be making gobs of horsepower. But look at that track temperature, folks. 128 degrees in Fort Worth right now. That is wow. And the lap times are kind of leaning towards the fact that this track is going to be very slick today. You know, we've been here all weekend long with different series, and this being my third event here at Texas in 2 days. The lap times are definitely reflecting the fact that the track conditions are not beneficial. As just going to take a quick look at the briefing for tonight. 4 total sets of tires to get it done with here at Texas. Fixed setup tonight. This marks the 5th time that the CleanRacing.net series has been here to the Fort Worth area. Season 3, Season 4, Season 9, and Season 11. And we have the last 3 winners here at Texas in the field tonight. Season 4 went to Nate Brown. Season 9 went to Lane Hosler. And Season 11 went to Darren Staff, all 3 of whom are in the infield tonight and have turned some times here, and we're about to turn these guys loose. About a minute, 2 minutes left in the practice session. If you haven't done so already, hit that thumbs up button, and it really does help share these videos with the YouTube algorithm. The more thumbs up a video gets, the more likely it is to show up on someone's homepage when they log into their YouTube account. Also, don't forget, coming up tomorrow, we have the quintuple header starting at noon with the Midday Racing League as they go to their next round, and then the quadruple header for the nightcap. The AARL Trucker Street America Series fires off at 8:20 Eastern Time. The Rick Mattek Cup Series at 8:40. 10 minutes later is the Monster Energy Cup Series as they fire off at 8:50. And then the nightcap, as we always do on Tuesdays here on Sim Racing Media, the Western States Racing League at 10:05. So a ton of racing just in the next couple of days. And that's not even including the double header on Wednesday and so on. It just, oh man, it is a busy week here at Sim Racing Media, as we've got the triple header on Thursday as well. So about 20 minutes left here in the practice session, as we are, if I can get my live timing and scoring to work properly, there we go. That's not what I wanted to do. All right. Qualifying underway right now. Let's see who's going to be the first one to start rolling it. As looks like Kevin Becker in the 25. Going to be one of the first ones to go. Or not. Evan Kinney out on track. There we go. Rocking the DuPont colors tonight. Let me make sure my trading paints is updated properly, and I do apologize for what's about to happen, folks, as I am running a little bit behind schedule tonight because I'm an idiot. And there you see Kenny going to be one of the first ones to take the green flag here for qualifying. As Jamie LaRoque goes purple on his outlap in the second sector, so coming to the line. There we go. That is completely different from what we just saw. So there is Kinney coming down. Going to lay the first time in qualifying, 30.86. Jamie LaRoque immediately jumps up to second quick in the 15, the Budweiser ride. Chris Worrell, there he is in the Balls Energy number 97. Nate Brown, rocking the Target colors tonight. I'm kind of digging it. Brown, a past winner. There is Lane Hosler. Defending series champion Greg Barnett on his second flyer right now first lap was good enough to slot into fourth quick. The man that he just edged out for the championship, there he is, Austin Carey. Currently sits now fourth quick. Is Nate Brown jumps up to second quick. Parker Collins in the Rowdy Energy Toyota goes quick time so far. Chris Worrell going to slot into third quick on his second lap. Let's check in with Barnett as he is currently seventh quick. Brian Toole jumps up to third quick. Nice lap for Toole. Logan Banfield, who had a pretty solid run in his debut last week. As a matter of fact, Banfield won last week at Bristol. Check in with Lane Hosler. First lap, 15th quick for him. Still have Michael Anthony, Matt Batsby. Abram Gaston still has to lay a time. Chris Smith comes around to finish his first one. Going to slide into 11th quick. Hosler currently sitting 16th. Second lap for Hosler. Jumps him up to 6th. Fred Garcia, the chief cook and bottle washer here for the CleanRacing.net Truck Series. Sideways coming through. Wow. Tell me Fred's not trying to lay one down right now, and I'd call you a fibber. He was all sorts of sideways coming through 1 and 2. Lap 1, going to slide him in the 17th quick as Matt Batsby coming out of the pits right now. There he is in the 85. Rocking the Liverpool football colors on that Chevy. Garcia comes around. Yeah, the second lap was a throwaway lap for him, as Batsby coming around to take the green. Michael Anthony and Abram Gaston still have to try to lay times here. Nice solid line for Batsby, and that's going to do it for qualifying. Or not. That was a connection issue. About a minute left, so if you want to lay a time, you're probably going to have to start rolling it now to get at least one lap in. Batsby's first lap, good enough for 18th of the 18 trucks that have laid time so far. Looking to pick up on a second lap like everyone else has. Sliding it out, almost flirting with that safer barrier on the backstretch. Coming off a 2. Goes purple in the first sector. This is definitely going to improve. Let's see how big of an improvement it is. Batsby did start on pole last week at Bristol. What's this week going to bring? Second race, second pole. Batsby batting 1,000 so far here. And there we go. And, of course, live timing and scoring just decided not to play kindly with me, folks. Bear with me, as I need to restart that little program. Congratulations, folks. You guys get to look behind the curtain. Ignore that silly man in the wheelchair, though. As we are going to bring up tonight's starting grid with a time of 30.607. That is Matt Batsby. Parker Collins for Tiny Dog Racing going to start to his outside in the Rowdy Energy number 18. The Target Chevy of Nate Brown going to roll off inside row number 2. He's going to be joined with the mobile Toyota of Brian Toole. Chris Worrell in the Balls Garana number 97 is going to start inside row number 3. He's going to be joined with the mobile Toyota of Logan Banfield. Lane Hosler in the Hosler Fencing Ford F-150. He's going to be joined with Evan Kinney in the DuPont number 24. That is row number 4. Row 5 is going to go to Series 11 runner-up Austin Collins in the Falcon Tire Toyota. He's going to be joined with the 10 of Stephen Tuck. Defending series champion Greg Barnett and the number 9 of Jeremy Moore. That is going to make up row number 6. Row 7 is going to see Kevin Becker and Chris Smith. In All-Canadian, row number 8 with Mike McCray and Jamie LaRoque. Row number 9 sees Jeremy Morrison and Fred Garcia. Michael Anthony and Abram Gaston, after not posting times in qualifying, are going to start shotgun on the field. So there we go. 20 trucks scheduled to roll it here tonight from Texas as the iRacing pace car is starting to roll it. ...120 laps of scheduled distance here tonight. 4 sets of tires to get it done with. Double check in with that track conditions right now. About 1:15 in the afternoon. 131 degree track temperature. I cannot reiterate just how slick the conditions are going to be for these drivers here tonight. As Batsby is going to have the button. Geico restart zone is in effect tonight as the pace car leads them through turns 3 and 4. 55 mile an hour pace, or 55 mile an hour limit on the pace speed. 45 mile an hour pit road speed limit. The only thing I'll just say is it's time to wipe the visor and adjust the 5-point harness. Grandma, grab a Lone Star beer because it's time to get it on in Texas. Race fans, it's showtime! Batsby getting a good getaway from the word go. Got a pretty decent jump as Collins going to slide into second, and the Hornet's Nest starts with the number 5 of Nate Brown currently sitting in third, and that is an angry pack of Hornets behind him as Toole and Banfield go side by side. Mobile on mobile crime going into 3. That's going to open the door for Evan Kinney to get up in there as the 99 of Toole is dropping some spots here early, giving up early to get it late on. As here comes the 39 of Banfield to the inside of Worrell. That is your battle for 4th. Behind him, Lane Hosler trying to make some headway on the outside of the 99 of Toole. Toole wanted to be on the low side. Here comes Austin Carey in the 21 as well. Everybody minding their P's and Q's here in the early going as we're getting ready to put lap 2 in the books already. Matt Batsby coming through the quad right now as he leads the first 2 laps here tonight at Texas. Kevin Becker putting on the attack on Greg Barnett, your defending series champion. Barnett using the high line, trying to conserve the tires, not wanting to overtax anything, going in early. Drag race down the back straightaway. Barnett on the top shelf. Becker on the low side. Barnett sends it, pinches down onto Becker. That's putting a lot of trust in netcode, especially with what we've been seeing lately here in the iRacing servers. Becker able to wrestle 11th away from Barnett. Becker +2, Barnett -1. Barnett and Jeremy Moore running stem to stern on the low side. Two guys that have raced around each other and with each other for quite a while now. Might call them frenemies, if you will. Good friends off the track, hardened rivals on track as we've got a battle for second as Nate Brown looking to the inside of Parker Collins going into 1. Brown makes the pass look just that easy. Collins lets him go. Maybe Collins has learned over the last season or so that you cannot go all out in the opening salvo. And Parker has definitely learned to calm it down a little bit and kind of try to conserve tires. Logan Banfield, though, on the attack now. Wants 3rd place. Banfield's going to get it. Collins is just going to let him go. Not overtaxing that Rowdy Energy Toyota yet. 2 Chevys lead 3 Toyotas. And the highest running blue oval is Lane Hosler in 6th place right now. There he is. Hornet's nest of trucks. Kinney working to the inside of Hosler now. Hosler, one of the best at saving equipment. Is able to get every ounce of fuel out of a tank and is not afraid to let those tires, last as long as they possibly can. So no worries there. So here comes the 24 of Kinney looking to the inside of Worrell, going into 3. Worrell gives plenty of room. Kenny taking the short way around. On new tires, you can get away with this. But in about 5 or 6 laps, you're going to see that upper lane start to pay dividends in spades. It's Worrell and Hosler getting into that little fracas there. Throw a blanket over 3rd through 10th. Good grief. Everybody minding their P's and Q's, though. Nobody getting crazy. Thank goodness nobody's trying to take it 3 wide yet. Checking back with Jeremy Moore in the 9 as he's got Greg Barnett right in front of him. Chris Smith in the Mobil 1 Toyota behind them. Then you got a little bit of a gap back to the Nuclear Banana number 8, driven by Mike McCray. About 1.5 seconds off of Chris Smith. And Michael Anthony trying to pick his way, did pick his way through the tail end of the field. Now sets his sights on trying to reel in McCray. That is going to be your battle for 15th. Meanwhile, up towards the front of this field, back into the top 5, that's Parker Collins, who leads Evan Kinney, Lane Hosler, Chris Worrell, and Austin Carey. Guys are just picking them up and laying them down right now. Everybody trying to figure out what they've got here in the early going. Again, 130-degree track temperature when the track went green. And you might be asking yourself, well, what's the big deal there? Well, there's an operating temperature of these tires, folks, and there's no tread on them. What the track temperature is doing right now equates to those of you who are above the Mason-Dixon line, mostly up towards the Great Lakes area. Think about when the first snowfall hits of the season and you haven't put your winter tires on yet. That's kind of what these trucks are feeling like right now, and they don't have four-wheel drive to lock it into. As the battle for 4th still rages on, Collins and Kinney have been door-to-door for the last couple of laps as Worrell and Hosler just biding their time. Collins sends it coming off of 4. That's going to open the door for Worrell on Kinney. Some good battling going on just inside the top 5 right now as Worrell has it. Kinney wants it back. Lane Hosler, Austin Carey both right there as well. Everybody pretty single-filed out, just, again, trying to figure out where they can make moves, when they can make moves, and how they have to time those moves to get them made safely and quickly. As Carey had to chase it down the hill coming off of 4. That lets Brian Toole get right onto his tailgate, but Carey going to sail it going into 1. It's right in front of him. Worrell and Kinney going side by side again. Kinney's trying on the low side of this, what I was talking about, just a handful of laps later. That second lane is able to defend. They're getting to the point of this tire run already where you're going to be elbows up and slugging away at this one. Do want to thank everybody for joining us in the live chat tonight. You are watching the CleanRacing.net Truck Series Season 13, round number 2 here at Texas. Go ahead and give this video a thumbs up if you like what you're seeing. It really does help share these videos with the YouTube algorithm. And if you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button and turn on bell notifications so you don't miss a single moment of action here on Sim Racing Media, as we have quite the lineup in store just for tomorrow. 5 races starting at noon, sideways for Collins. Worrell backs off, lets him collect it. As, that was a meeting of the minds that neither one of them wanted. That's going to open up a little bit of breathing room for Logan Banfield, currently sitting in 3rd. And here comes Evan Kinney on the attack. It's definitely a Code Brown moment for Parker Collins. He and Worrell had a... Collins was trying to slam the door. Worrell was unfortunately there. No harm, no foul. Nobody goes around. Nobody throws the dreaded yellow flag, and we stay green. But as I was starting to say, we have 5 races coming up on Tuesday this week, starting at noon with the Midday Racing League. Then we kick things off for the night races in prime time, 8:20 with the AARL Truckers Speed America Cup Series. And that is 8:20 Eastern Time, 8:40 Eastern Time with the ExtremeRacing.net Cup Series presented by Rick Matek. Then at 8:50 we have, and of course my things move. There we go. At 8:50 we have the Monster Energy Cup Series. And then the nightcap, as we always do on Tuesdays, the 5th race of the night, Western States Racing League, round number 12 of season 47. Let that number sink in for a second, folks. 47 seasons those guys have been around. As we do have some caution on the track. Looks like Chris Smith pointing the wrong way. What happened to Chris? There he is in the 14. Greg Barnett on the extreme low side. Smith up on the top shelf. Barnett getting a good toe off the 14. Both of them giving room. Nothing crazy going on. Barnett looks like he might have a little bit of an advantage as Smith sideways and Barnett nowhere to go. Everybody else doing an amazing job to avoid Smith, who was parked sideways on the front stretch. Let's watch that one again here as we're going to see what the eye in the sky picked up. See Barnett getting a good toe, gets a good run going into 3. Gets that truck to rotate just a little bit better as Smith back end steps out just a little bit. Barnett, not knowing that Smith was having problems, didn't think he was going to be there. It was one of them racing deals. But we are under the first caution as we are seeing just about wholesale pit stops. Evan Kenny in the 24, the only one electing to stay out. Everybody else bringing it pit side, I would assume fuel only, as it's a little too early to be putting tires on. But let's find out. And I'm a liar. Everybody taking at least rights. And when you know who won the pony, Chris Worrell takes fuel only. So Evan Kinney inherits the lead after being the only truck to not come down pit road. All-important bonus point for the 24. Currently one of your biggest movers sitting +7. As Chris Worrell and Mike McCrate both took fuel only on that pit stop. Everybody else took 4 tires. And this is really where you're going to see the tire fall off come into effect, folks. Being as track conditions continue to be up there. 134 degrees. Good grief. It's hot enough to cook cookies. You put a cookie tray on the apron, and yeah, you got to deal with a little bit of tire dust, but you could bake some cookies on this track right now. Do need to thank our very good friends over at the Ringside Report .net for all your MMA, wrestling, boxing, combat sport needs. RingsideReport.net is where you need to go, and you can find their podcasts on all major podcast streaming services. So, lights go out on the pace car. Evan Kinney, Chris Worrell, Matt Batsby, Parker Collins, Nate Brown, Lane Hosler, Brian Toole, Kevin Becker, Jeremy Moore, and Mike McCrate rounding out your top 10. Again, Kenny did not come down pit road at all. Worrell came down for fuel only. Everybody else except for Mike McCrate, way back there in that Pennzoil number 8, came down for 4 and fuel. McCrate and Worrell only took fuel. Field working its way through the 3-4 complex as Collins trying to get the little bit of heat in those fresh tires. And this is where you are really going to see what the fresh tires are capable of. Pace car is in. Kinney's going to lead him into the Geico restart zone, rolls into it, and we are back underway. As Worrell under heavy pressure from Batsby already. Collins shoving him down the front chute. Let's see what's going to be more important, clean air or fresh tires. As it looks like it's going to be fresh tires as Kinney not able to hold it low enough to hold off Batsby. And Batsby and Collins just walk him like he's stopped. There you see Worrell, Brown, Hosler, Becker, and Toole running stem to stern right now. That is fourth on back. Is Worrell going to have to relinquish the spot? Older tires not really doing it. He just has to keep plugging away at this. The tires are going to equalize sooner or later. Is Brown now up into third? There is Brown. Oh, good grief. Matt Batsby's calling his shot tonight. As the drivers are allowed to put just about anything they want into their SDK driver profile. Batsby trying to call his shot, so let's follow him and see how that works. As Worrell in a 3-wide situation, it's more on the low side. His teammate Anthony on the extreme low side gets shot out of a cannon coming off a 4. That's going to promote Anthony up into 8th, make that 7th. Currently sitting plus 12 is the 88 of Michael Anthony. There he is in that Balls Garan number 88. Jeremy Moore in the the Air Force 9 on his outside, trying to make some headway right now. Second back with last week's winner, Logan Banfield. There he is in the Mobile 1 Toyota. Still has the rookie stripes on that truck. 3-wide situation down the back straightaways. He's got Austin Collins to his inside. Banfield not afraid to take it 3-wide as he was the meat in that sandwich. Worrell wisely backing out of it, letting him go. No, there's still a ton of racing left here tonight. As Brown and Hosler running stem to stern as Parker Collins right in front of them. Throw a blanket over your top 5 right now. As that is Batsby, Brown, Collins, Hosler, and Becker. And they've got about a 2-second gap back to Brian Toole, currently holding down the number 6 spot as he's got Michael Anthony all over his tailgate. Collins and Hosler now side by side as Brown wrestles second away. Collins trying to battle back on the top shelf. 2 Chevys, a Toyota, or 3 Chevys, 1 Toyota, and a Ford up in your top 5 right now. Some pretty good parity here tonight at Texas. As Batsby in the 85 continues to show the way. He's led the vast majority of laps here tonight. Looking to get an all-important bonus point for most laps led. It's Collins and Becker now side by side for 4th and 5th, I should say. Here comes Hosler looking on the inside of Brown. The Ford is just going to send it as the 85 tries to throw the block through 1 and 2. Batsby able to get down there. As now Brown and Hosler still door-to-door. Hosler, this is probably some of the highest running Hosler has done in quite a while in the early going. We normally see him turn the jets on late in a tire run, as Becker and Collins still haven't gotten that one sorted out. Because of all that battling, Brian Toole is able to kind of drag that second group up with him. As, excuse me, the Toyota of Michael Anthony is in a Mobile 1 sandwich with Toole in front of him and Banfield behind him. Jeremy Moore right there in the 9 as well. And battle for the lead as Hosler looks to the inside, coming through 1 and 2. Drag race down the back straightaway here. And into turn number 3, Hosler going to sail it on the inside. Batby trying to battle back on the top side. They're almost getting to the point where you're going to have to be elbows up to make something happen here. The Hosler fencing number 61 trying to make something happen on the low side. Full send it mode for Hosler. Does get the clear in the middle of 1 and 2. He's going to slide up in front of Batby. Batby going to use him as a fuel pig and just draft down the back straight away. Batby running about a half a lane up, going into 3 to try to get that truck to initiate the turn. May have been contact coming off of 4 as they are definitely bumper to bumper right now. Batby wisely backing off. Gives Hosler the lane going into 1. Hosler, though, runs up the track a little bit. That didn't seem to have affected him too much as Becker and Brown and Collins still going after each other for third. Collins looking to make it 3 wide, coming through the middle at 3 and 4. And they do. Oh, don't do it. And there it goes. And there it doesn't go. How about that? What a save by Becker is, you got a little bit of the old Spanish Archer from Parker Collins there coming through the dog leg. It's going to open the door for Banfield and Toole. Banfield gives them a little bit of a shot going into 3. They get that one sorted out. So 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th all right there. And 9th. Sorry about that. Can't forget Jeremy Moore. As we've got a little bit of breathing room back to Austin Carey in the double deuce. There he is, kind of the hanger-on back there. As he's got a lot of leeway back to Stephen Tuck in 11th. Parker Collins under attack again. And he's got Becker trying to figure out what he's got to do to get back by him. Banfield, Anthony, Toole, Moore, and Carey all right there as well. Nate Brown starting to pull a little bit of a gap as the battle in the front of this piece has not let up since the pass. Matt Batby has been all over the back bumper of Lane Hosler for the last handful of laps. And it begs the question, if you're Evan Kinney, how much more fuel do you have left in that tank? He's running a little bit lighter of a fuel load than Chris Worrell right now. They're both on the same tires. And Chris Smith has damage. Now the good news is both those drivers should have, Worrell and Kinney should have another set of tires should we get another late race caution. Being as I'm only getting 4 sets tonight, everybody else is already on their second set. Working lap 39 of 120 here tonight at Texas. Thank you so much for making Sim Racing Media part of your evening as we present the CleanRacing.net Truck Series, season number 13, round number 2 here from Fort Worth, Texas, and the Texas Motor Speedway. Let us know who you folks are pulling for in the live chat. We'd love to hear from you. This lead pair running stem to stern like they have. They are a second and 3 quarters to the good over Logan Banfield and company. Nate Brown, I should say, as he's got about a second to the clear over Banfield and company, as Banfield and Collins starting to pull a little bit of a gap on Kevin Becker. Now Becker, you can see a little bit of left side damage on the 25. Michael Anthony just biding his time right now. Anthony, currently your biggest mover in the positive direction at plus 12, sits in 7th. Not being one to rest on his laurels. Jeremy Moore right there in that United States Air Force number 9. Checking back with the man who started shotgun on the field. That's Abram Gaston. Not having a good time of it right now. Still sitting plus 4. But not really making the headway that he wants to. In case you're wondering what happened to Evan Kinney and Chris Worrell, there's Kinney in 14th. There's Worrell in 15th. As Gaston was one of the ones to take fresh tires under that last caution. And you got to think that those Goodyear Eagles on the 97 of Worrell have just got to be screaming right now for mercy. Checking back up just inside the top 10, that is Brian Toole, wrestling 10th away from Austin Carey, as Carey was way down the track coming off of 2. Not having a good time of it himself, but still pretty solid run going right now, keeping that truck out of trouble as you do. Jamie LaRoque under pressure right now as he goes to the top side. LaRoque, longtime supporter of the CleanRacing.net truck series. Always good to see him out on track. Currently running in 15th. As Gaston works his way around Evan Kinney. Again, fresh tires against old tires as Austin Carey works his way around Kevin Becker. Becker way off pace. Let's see what happened to Becker. This is coming through 3 and 4. Just gets that truck sideways, and oi. That was a Code Brown moment for Carey, as that could have ended all sorts of poorly. Currently working lap 46 of 120 here. Lane Hosler with a little bit of breathing room over Matt Batsby. There you see Hosler, there you see Batsby. And then you're a second and a half back to that man, Nate Brown. Logan Banfield in the 39, already up to 4th, sitting plus 2 from where he started. Parker Collins right behind him. Anthony behind him, as Anthony and Moore still going after each other for 6th. This is your closest battle on track right now, as Moore was looking on the inside of Anthony coming through 1 and 2. Thought better of it. You know what, we're going to go on board with Jeremy Moore just to see what he's seeing. And that's what she looks like so far here at Texas. More up in the 6th. Anthony, you saw him get a little bit sideways coming off a 2 a couple laps ago. That's going to open the door. As Austin Carey working now on the back of Brian Toole. As we are working lap 51 of 120 here tonight from Texas. Nate Brown under some pressure right now from Logan Banfield. Banfield just sails it going into 1. Brown gave him plenty of room, knew it was coming. Brown just riding right now, not really pushing that Brownie Racing number 5 too hard. And I'm going to go out on a limb and say that Parker Collins has some problems going on, as he has already dropped a handful of spots. Jeremy Moore has gotten around him for 5th. Moore currently sitting +7. Your race leader, Lane Hosler, is +8. And, you know, it's good to see the old Lane Hosler back. Really starting to turn and burn now. It's starting to pick up the pace, get back into his groove. 1.5 miles are really where he excels. As Evan Kinney on lap 54 finally brings it pit side. Checking back here with the battle for 12th. It's Gaston on the low side, Morrison on the high side. As Morrison going to let Gaston go. As Stephen Tuck and Brian... Whoa, what happened to Toole? Something just happened with Toole. Let's go back and take a look. Oh. Alright, so this is the lap prior. We are in replay, folks, and we're going to take a look at what did happen to the 99 here. It looked like he may have caught the wall coming off of 4. Down the back straight with a good head of steam. That is Mike McRae in front of him in the Nuclear Banana. There's Toole just sideways. Save it, son, save it. It's down into the grass, bangs the safer barrier, and now is way off pace. Is that... Oy, that was a sketchy moment for the 10 of Tuck and the 25 of Becker. Now we're checking in back with Michael Anthony and Parker Collins. Battle for 6th, hot and heavy. You see Parker Collins has gotten into the wall again. Wow. He's got that cheese grater marks on the right side of that Rowdy Energy Toyota. That's going to open the door for Austin Carey to get by him. Collins looks back on the low side of Carey, coming off of 4. Both of them a little bit twitchy, trying to pull the trigger to get back up to speed. The closest battle on track right here is for 7th. As Mike McRae is a lap truck. As McRae caught up in that earlier fracas. Just trying to stay out of trouble, trying to keep that truck clean, getting the bonus point for a clean race. You are watching the CleanRacing.net Truck Series presented by our very good friends over at the Ringside Report.net. For all your boxing, MMA, Taekwondo, all your combat sports. Wrestling, doesn't matter. RingsideReport.net is where you need to go to get all of the latest happenings in combat sports. Speaking of combat sports, Kevin Becker and Stephen Tuck still running stem to stern. Tuck rocking the Liberty University colors tonight on that Toyota. Working lap 60 of 120, almost at the halfway mark. As a matter of fact, we're going to be halfway this time by, as Lane Hosler still picking them up and laying them down. So as we are at the halfway mark, we are going to step away, pay a couple bills, and we'll be back right after this. And we are back at Texas for round number 2 of the CleanRacing.net Truck Series. Battle for the lead, hot and heavy right now, as Batsby able to wrestle it back away from Hosler. Hosler may have gone a little too hard, a little too soon. Doesn't matter, though, as these two guys have almost a 6-second gap back to third place, Logan Banfield. And I dare say it's not going to be too much longer before we're going to see the rest of these cats peel off to bring him pit side, as Evan Kinney was able to go 53 laps with the caution thrown in there. As we are coming up on a 50-lap stint here. As everybody else was last down pit road on lap 20. So if we use Evan Kinney, who didn't pit under the one caution we've had, as the benchmark, about 50 laps is all you're going to see out of a tank of Go Fast. It's Parker Collins and Parker Collins and Austin Carey going after each other. That is your battle for 7th and 8th. Collins just sends it. And Nate Brown, the first one of your top 5 to flinch to bring it down pit road. Carey and Becker both in. There's Batby as the 15 of Jamie LaRoque, who is on fresh tires. Fresher tires. Hosler bringing it pit side. Batsby stays out. Banfield stays out. Anthony comes in. Collins is in. Moore is in. I would expect to see Worrell this time. Yep. Locks him down. Good charge to the line so he doesn't waste any time. So this is what Worrell was hoping for, is a long green flag run like this. Instead is Greg Barnett being scored as the last truck on the lead lap. Not for long, though, as he is coming pit side, as is the 39 of Banfield. Batby already in. So that's going to hand the lead of the race over to that man in the Liberty University Toyota Tundra. That is Stephen Tuck. Abram Gaston stays out as well, as does Jeremy Morrison. There's Morrison, is the 14 of Chris Smith. Works to his inside. Smith has already been down pit road. There's Abram Gaston. As here comes Nate Brown on the fresh shoes, making it happen on the top side. And Stephen Tuck bringing it pit side. Gaston going to stay out to lead a lap as Anthony gets his lap back the hard way as well. So the only truck that has left yet to come pit side for the green flag pit stop is that number 63 of Abram Gaston, driving the Fanatec Chevy Silverado. Effective race lead. It's going to be that man right there, the 61 of Lane Hosler. As Gaston finally brings it pit side. Was half a lap to the good as Hosler, Batsby's trying to reel him in. As Hosler crosses the line and takes the lead. It's going to leave us with 16 trucks currently being scored on the lead lap. Jeremy Morrison in the 75 being the last one as such. So Hosler, Batby, Kinney, Anthony, Banfield, Brown, Moore, Collins, Becker, and Carey, your top 10 as we currently sit. Batby and Hosler, 2.5 seconds to the good over the 24 of Evan Kinney. And you would think, as hard as these two guys are racing up here, you would think that they would just get in line, follow the leader for a few laps, and then start racing at the end of the tire run. Working lap 76 of 120 here tonight at Texas. Again, thank you so much for making us part of your Monday evening. If you haven't done so already, let us know who you're pulling for in the live chat. Unfortunately, I haven't seen anybody kind of pipe up yet and tell us who they are pulling for. As we would love to hear from you. 20 here tonight But, sorry, folks. Shiny. Batsby and Hosler still running stem to stern. Batsby in only his second start here in the CleanRacing.net Truck Series. Lane Hosler is a past winner here at Texas. Last week's winner, Logan Banfield, slugging it out with Michael Anthony right now. That is your battle for fourth. Banfield gets a better run through 3 and 4. Anthony going to push him down the Lone Star back straightaway. Little Toyota on Toyota action there. As you got Batsby and Hosler right with each other. Evan Kinney 6 seconds adrift of Lane Hosler. And then this battle between Anthony and Banfield about a second back off of Kinney. And Kinney might be having problems because these guys are reeling him in rather quickly. And you can see just how off that truck was. Kinney's having problems. And I'm not sure what. See if we can see anything. No real damage on the right side. Unless he's just gone into fuel conservation mode. Which is a distinct possibility. 40 laps to go this next time across the stripe. As there is Batby, your leader, coming off of 4. And we are officially 40 to go. So we're within the you could probably make it from here category. Being we saw everybody come down pit road within the last 10 laps, so we may have seen the money stop should we not get another caution. Chris Worrell and Abram Gaston going after each other right now. Both of those guys on some pretty fresh tires. Worrell just not having the chips fall his way. Gaston did not lay a time in qualifying. Currently sits +9. Your biggest mover, though, is Worrell's teammate in that Balls Grana Toyota Tundra number 88. That is Michael Anthony, currently sitting +15. And he's just riding behind Logan Banfield right now, not really pushing the issue. Wants to save a little tire for later in the race. And again, coming up this week, we've got a quintuple header. Yes, you heard me right, folks. 5 races coming up tomorrow here on Sim Racing Media. It all kicks off at noon Eastern Time with the Midday Racing League. And then tomorrow evening, we've got the quadruple header. It helps if I hit the right button. There it is. As starting at 8:20, the ARL Trucker Street America Cup Series goes to Indy. And a half hour later, we've got the Rickman Cup Series at Auto Club. 10 minutes after that, the Monsters of Energy Cup Series at Watkins Glen. And the nightcap, as we always do, the Western States Racing League Season 47 Truck Series from Atlanta at 10:05. Yes, you heard me right. 47 seasons. They do 2 seasons a year. So that means they're into their 24th year. That's quite healthy. Thank you so much for making this part of your evening, ladies and gentlemen. As checking back up in the front of this piece, there is your race leader, Matt Batsby. And again, in his SDK driver profile, calling his shot. Lane Hosler doing everything he can to try to put egg on the face of the youngster. So let us know who you're pulling for in this one. Are you pulling for the young gunner, or are you pulling for old age and treachery? As the gap was 6 seconds, now down to just over 4 seconds. There's Logan Banfield, last week's winner at Bristol. Checking back in here in the inside the top 10. That's Kevin Becker. He's doing battle with Abram Gaston. Everybody pretty stretched out except for this battle up in the front. That is Batsby, and there is Hosler. What are we going to see out of the Hamilton native? We shall see, we shall see. And then Logan Banfield is starting to steady reel these guys in. It's now down to 3.5 seconds. Working lap 89 of 120 here tonight at Texas. Batby, Hosler, Banfield, Anthony, Brown, Moore, Collins, Kinney, Gaston, and Becker, your top 10 as they currently sit. Is Hosler not overdriving the truck, just letting Batby punch the hole in the air, going into the slipstream, not really pushing the issue. I kind of got to give the nod right now to what Lane Hosler's doing as far as fuel strategy. So they work their way around Fred Garcia, the chief cook and bottle washer here in the CleanRacing.net Truck Series. Fred bringing on great sponsors such as the RingsideReport.net. So as we are sitting at 30 to go, we're going to step away for one final break. We'll be back right after this. And we are back here at Texas Motor Speedway for round number 2 of the CleanRacing.net Truck Series. Checking in as the battle for 5th starting to heat up between the two Brownie Racing teammates, Nate Brown and Jeremy Moore. Moore currently sitting in 6th. Brown right in front of him in 5th. And Michael Anthony in 4th right there as well. So throw a blanket over 4th through 6th as they're trying to get that one sorted out. Checking in with our defending series champion, that's Greg Barnett. Unfortunately, the tire strategy not working out well for him, and you see just how cheese-grated the right side of that Ford F-150 is. He's found the wall a couple of times, but it's kind of to be expected, especially if you take a look at what the weather conditions are right now. 79-degree ambient air temperature, as we're just a little bit past, or almost at 1:45 in the afternoon. The track temperature at the bottom of that little widget there, 134 degrees. That is a scorcher here in the Lone Star State as Austin Carey peels off to bring it pit side. Checking back in up towards the front of this piece. That is, there's Moore looking to the inside of Brown. Brown gives him plenty of room. So Moore up into 5th. Now sets his sights on trying to reel in Michael Anthony for 4th. As they're all working around the wounded number 94, Fred Garcia. All 20 trucks that took the green flag are still running here tonight at Texas. 22 laps to go. This man, Matt Batsby, currently shows the way. Coming up on some lap trucks, he's got Lane Hosler right there behind him, keeping him honest. And you got to think Hosler's going to try to make it from here. If anybody can get every ounce of fuel, or every drop of fuel, out of a fuel tank, it's Lane Hosler in that Hosler fencing number 61. 99 makes it pretty simple as Toole goes a lap down. Jeremy Morrison in the 75, you can see him right there being scored currently as the last truck on the lead lap. And then there is a huge gap until you get to Chris Worrell in 11th. So 12 trucks on the lead lap, about to be 11 trucks, as Batby looks to the inside of the 75 of Morrison. Morrison gives plenty of room to the leaders. A little bit sketchy coming through the dog leg. Morrison, though, keeps it pointed in the right direction, but that has allowed Lane Hosler to reel these guys back in. Or to reel Batby back in, I should say. Also, Michael Anthony and Jeremy Moore going after each other. That is Anthony in the Balls Garana Toyota. That is Moore in the United States Air Force number 9. First top 5 of the season for Moore in his grasp. And here we go, battle for the lead, starting to get hot and heavy as well. As Batby has it, Hosler wants it, 19 to go. Batby, Hosler, Banfield, Anthony, Moore, Brown, Collins, Gaston, Tucker, and Becker. Your top 10 as we currently sit. Battle for 4th is a slugfest right now as they work around the wounded 22 of Austin Carey. And take that back. Carey, whoa! Anthony, all sorts of sideways coming off of 4. That was definitely a pucker moment. Tries to lay the power in, and just the bump coming off of 4 caught him. He hemorrhages a lot of spots. Drops down to 6. Lets both Moore and Brown by him. As there they are. Your race lead still a pretty good battle as Hosler seems to be going into 1 a little bit harder than Batby does. Hosler right now content to just ride and let Batby punch the hole in the air so he can conserve as much fuel as he can, trying to make it the last 16 laps on this same tank. They both were down pit road on lap 71. Hosler looking to the inside, pulls alongside Batby, coming off a 2. Drag race down the back straightaway. Batby with the advantage going into 3. Hosler still on the low side, sends it Batby trying to battle back on the top shelf. Hosler trying to push the issue now. It'll be 15 to go at the stripe. Hosler able to lay the power in a little more effectively, coming off of 4. Hosler back to the point. Batby crosses him over, coming out of the dog leg, looks back to the inside. Hosler on that second lane, looking to defend. A little bit sketchy, coming out of 2. Drag race down the back straightaway, door to door. Batby on the low side. Hosler on the top shelf. Batby just sails it going into 3. Hosler gets down in the slipstream, a little bit of tail wag coming out of the 61. That's going to open the door for Batby to start to pull away a little bit. Hosler may have smoked those rear tires. So we are 14 to go. Batby, Hosler, Banfield, Moore, Brown, Anthony, Collins, Gaston, Tuck, Becker rounding out your top 10. Chris Worrell being scored as the last truck on the lead lap. There is Worrell, as that was the 25 of Becker getting into the wall, coming off a 2. A little bit of a sketchy moment for the 25. And you can see he's had his share of issues tonight. A little bit of paint rub on the left side, a little bit of paint rub on the right side to match it. So be it. Your leader, though, with 12 to go. Matt Batby started on pole. Can he finish out the night? Skates it, coming off a 2. That's going to let Hosler reel him back in. Batby, let it eat right now. He's got 11 to go. This time across the stripe. Batby and Hosler. 5 seconds to the good over Logan Banfield. Coming through 3 and 4, still running nose to tail. And this is your closest battle on track, folks. Everybody else, quite a bit of separation. Anywhere between 1 and 11 seconds. As we are 10 to go. Batby in only his second start here in the CleanRacing.net Truck Series, looking to bring home a victory tonight at Texas. Set quick time in practice, set quick time in qualifying. Looking to gain maximum points here tonight. As Hosler starting to reel him in a little bit. And Hosler had some help from Austin Carey. Now Carey did already come pit side for another pit stop. So Carey's on fresher tires, getting one of his laps back now. Unfortunately, mired back in 16th. As he flashes by both your top 2 trucks. It's going to be 8 to go at the stripe. Batby looking to hold off Hosler. Five and a half seconds is now the gap. Back to third place, Logan Banfield. Batby just trying to hang on right now. Getting the pressure from the Iceman, Lane Hosler. Hosler closes it up, coming off of 2. In the slipstream, down the back straightaway. Hosler going to look to the inside to get some fresh air to that front splitter to get that truck to turn. still in the slipstream of Batby. Coming to 6 to go this time at the stripe. Batby and Hosler have just walked away with this one, as now the gap is 6 seconds back to third place Logan Banfield, who has 4.5 seconds back to Jeremy Moore. No, no, no. Oh, crap. Be right back, folks.
Yellow, 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 yellow.
Well, we came back just in time for that one, folks, as yellow flag is flying, and I don't see who it was, and I'm probably not. Looks like possibly Mike McRae. And unfortunately, we don't have an idea of what caused the yellow, but we are going into overtime. Well, that changes everything. And the question is, do you come down for tires? Last time most of these guys were down pit road was on lap 72. So I would assume, yeah, I would. But what do I know? I'm just up here in the booth. They're down there on the track. I do apologize for the technical difficulties, folks, as I need to determine what the heck's going on with my graphics card, as looks like everybody on the lead lap coming down, except for Parker Collins. Collins going to gamble it. Well then, interesting situation. Again, one attempt at a green-white checker here tonight from Texas. Thank you so much for making us a part of your evening here on the CleanRacing.net Truck Series. As, again, unfortunately, I do not know why we are under caution, but it did say Mike McRae had issues. I'm seeing damage on the 14. So a lot of trucks have gotten beaten up here tonight. So Evan Kinney waiting to get the wave around here. There he is in the 24. Austin Carey, unfortunately, is not going to get the wave around because Parker Collins stayed out. There's Greg Barnett bringing it pit side to get his money stop out of the way. And I'm not sure why, but Chris Worrell took fuel only again. He's got a set of tires sitting there. All he had to do was take them. Everybody else took them. Batby on fresh tires. Hosler on fresh tires. Banfield, Moore, Brown, Anthony, Tuck, Becker, and Gaston all on fresh shoes. Now, Evan Kinney came down just before that caution came out, back on lap 90. So we should be going lights out next time by. So Kinney looking to get the wave around. Chris Smith in the 14 looking to get one of his laps back. The 15 of Jamie LaRoque going to be getting one of his 2 laps back. Parker Collins going to have the trigger, having last been down pit road on lap 72. And the question is for Collins, where does he put Batby? Does he put him on the inside or the outside? The answer coming up here, he's putting him on the outside. So Collins going to be the control truck. Collins, Batby, Hosler, Worrell, Banfield, Moore, Brown, Anthony, Becker, and Tuck, your top 10. One and only attempt at a green-white checker. Green flag is going to come out. The leader has to come all the way back around 1.5 miles to take the white flag. If the leader does cross the start-finish line before all hell breaks loose, we are racing back to checkers. If he doesn't make it all the way back around, field frozen, game over. We are about to see what's going to happen here as the lights are out on the iRacing pace car. Field working its way through the 3-4 complex. You got to pull those belts a little bit tighter one last time. Make sure you're ready to go. This is going to be an interesting restart as Worrell took fuel only starting on the outside of row number 2. Pace car is in. Collins did not pit at all. Brings him into the Geico restart zone, holds him down, pulls the trigger, and stacks the field up. Wow! 3 wide going into turn number 1. That's Hosler, the meat in the sandwich. Collins trying to hang on the low side. Here comes Joy. Don't do it. 4 wide contact. Race over. Anthony goes for a wild ride. Good grief. And they're still piling in. Wow. Let's go back and take a look at that one. As we are going to jump up to the boys in the chopper. You see Collins and... Oi! Michael Anthony just got used as a piñata. And the rest of the field just comes piling in there. this is from high above. The 18 immediately drops to the low side, knowing that he's got to get out of the way. The 39 gets the run in the middle of 1 and 2. Unfortunately, Collins... Oy. So we're going to slow this down once we get to turn 1. There you see Hosler pinching up into Batby. 39 of Banfield gets the run down on the low side, plays with the apron. That spooks Parker Collins. And unfortunately, Collins and Hosler had a meeting of the minds. Worrell just catches the tail end of Collins. Hosler trying to save it, locks it down. Anthony goes up into the air. Smith grind on the safer barrier for the 88. 63 gets launched. Austin Carey able to just get by. And here comes the rest of the field. 24 and the 38 have a meeting of the minds. The 14 just blasts Anthony. Maron. As we are going to see if we can find... And of course he's not here. There he is. We are going to reach out now to the driver of the Liverpool Football Club Chevy Silverado. And you can see it right there. He called his shot. Matt Batsby, congratulations on the win here at Texas.
Thank you very much. Glad to be up here.
Talk us through what you saw on that final lap.
Yeah, I think we were, what, 4 wide? I don't know.
You were coming off of 2.
I thought I was not gonna take the lead there, but I guess somebody got clipped and everybody unalived themselves, so to speak. So yeah, it was crazy.
Well, until that caution came out, how much fun was it? How much fun was it with you and Lane Hosler just duking it out there?
Oh, that was fun. These cars are slipping and sliding all over the place, but it was enjoyable to race with him, and hopefully I can be back next week and go duke it out with him again.
Sounds like a game plan, Matt. Let me just double check to see where the heck we are next week. Come on. Ooh, Talladega. How do you feel about going into the plate track?
Ooh, these trucks around Talladega are crazy, but hopefully we can keep our truck clean and drive up through the field and go get the second win of the season.
All right, Matt Batby, who do you need to thank before we turn you loose?
All my family and you guys for broadcasting, and thanks for having me.
All right, Matt, best of luck to you next week at Talladega.
Thank you very much.
And from the outhouse to the penthouse, Chris Worrell steals second place. Chris, what the heck did we just see?
Got lucky and got a caution there. That was awesome. I've never been so happy to finish second in my life. That was pretty cool.
Well, did you see what happened to your teammate?
No, I didn't get to see what happened to him. No.
He caught more airtime than a skateboard at the X Games.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't even know he was involved in a wreck.
Oh yeah, no, he was involved in that last little melee on the backstretch that took out about half the field.
Oh, daggone! I did not know that.
So, Chris,
He didn't even tell me.
talk us through the decision that you made not once but twice tonight to not take tires.
Yeah, the second race in a row. It was really stupid of me. I knew that. I just figured when that first caution came out that I had a chance to. I figured it would go back to back, and I was just hoping we get another back to back caution within the next 5 laps. That way, I'd pit then, maybe start in the back, but still drive to the front since tires mean so much here. But nope, went the whole race, pit one time. I've only taken 4 sets of tires in the last 2 races. I was telling Mike. But I took 2 on the end there and went from 11th to 2nd, and lucky I just didn't get in that caution or that wreck.
Well, the good news is you're going to be able to get away with that strategy next week as we roll into the Big Daddy Talladega. What are your thoughts going into the plate race?
Oh wow, look forward to it. Me and Mike do a lot of plate racing, so that should be a lot of fun. Thankfully, I won't. You can't really mess up taking tires there or not. You can take them or you don't have to. It's whatever you want there. But I definitely know what to do for the Roval. That's for sure. If that's where we're racing the week after, I'm not too sure. But made some pretty stupid decisions, and I got lucky to finish 3rd last week and 2nd this week. So I'm happy.
Well, what a way to kick off your first full season here in the CleanRacing.net Truck Series. Best of luck to you next week at Talladega. Who do you need to thank before we turn you loose?
James Lowe, first and foremost. Mike, my teammate. You putting on the broadcast. SRM. Fred for putting on the league. Everybody that joined tonight. Good job to Matt. Congrats on the win. And good job finishing there 3rd, Nathan. And I guess we'll see him next week.
All right, Chris Worrell, best of luck to you at Talladega.
Thanks, man.
And joining us now, representing the CNY, driver of the Brownie Racing number 5, Nate Brown. All things considered, can't be too disappointed with especially how that race ended.
Yeah, happy with the result. I'm not really happy with my performance. I wish I had a little more pace there. Running top 5, it's hard to be down on yourself, but it's hard to tell if I'm just getting flat out beat or I'm running well, or if I was just flat out horrible. Those guys were fast tonight.
Well, this was not an easy track.
Running. Yeah, I always expect better out of myself here. I like Texas, so I have to go back to the practice and try to get better in the long run next time.
Yep.
Yeah, that worked out for me though. Everybody wrecked in front of me. That's how I draw it up every time.
Yeah, absolutely. You just weaved your way through everything. But, Nate, when you guys went green tonight, it was 131-degree track temperature. By the time the checkered flag flew, it was 135.
Yeah, that's wild. I mean, in the open lobbies all week, we're running on a 111-degree track. So, I mean, it's hard to really adjust for different track temps in this league sometimes. But
well, yeah. You hung in there, and you had a top 5 truck most of the night. So, that's some solace.
Tell me, have you been watching any Syracuse football?
I saw the Purdue game.
Okay, because I went to last week or whatever to I can't remember the name now, but I also went to the Louisville game. Both great games. Just awesome games.
Absolutely.
Now we're 4-0.
Go Cuse.
Yep.
Leading the ACC, I believe.
We are. Not for long, but for now, we are.
Take those little victories when you can. But, Nate, we roll into Talladega next week. What are your thoughts going into Bama country?
Well, I'm going on vacation starting this Friday, so if I don't bring my computer with me, I'm probably not going to race. I know the boys over at Brownie Racing are going to have me bring my computer, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm not a huge Talladega fan, so it's a good excuse to skip it. But.
Well, if you do decide not to compete and you do have your computer with you, you're welcome to join me in the booth, my friend.
Hey, don't tempt me with a good time. We'll see. It'll be a last-minute decision.
All right, Nate Brown, who do you need to thank before we turn you loose?
Well, all the Brownie Racing guys, Jeremy, Kevin, Josh, Evan, then you, then SRM, then Fred. And then congrats on Matt for his first win. Congrats to Chris for just beating us with strategy again. He's either fast or smart.
A little bit of each.
Yeah. So, yeah. This is fun tonight. Thanks for broadcasting it.
All right, Nate Brown, congratulations on a podium. We will see you hopefully next week at Dega.
Yep.
Well, that brings another one to the close. As soon as my widget starts to work. There we go. So coming home with the victory here tonight, Matt Batsby, Chris Worrell, Nate Brown rounding out your podium. Jeremy Moore coming home in fourth, so 2 Brownie Racing teammates in the top 4. Abram Gaston, your biggest mover, coming home in fifth after surviving that little last lap fracas. Parker Collins, Jeremy Morrison, and Evan Kinney rounding out your lead lap trucks. Michael Anthony, after getting yeeted into the catch fence on the backstretch, comes home in ninth, 1 lap down. Austin Carey, DNF. Jamie LaRoque, DNF. Lane Hosler, DNF. Logan Banfield, DNF. Stephen Tuck, Kevin Becker, Fred Garcia, Chris Smith, Greg Barnett, all having issues. Brian Toole and Mike McCrate rounding out the field here tonight from Texas. I want to thank everybody for tuning in, making us a part of your evening. If you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button and turn on bell notifications so you don't miss a single moment of action coming up here on Sim Racing Media. As we've got a quintuple header tomorrow night starting at noon Eastern with the Midday Racing League. And then the nighttime and prime time, we give you the AARL Trucker Street America Cup Series from Indy at 8:20. Half hour later is the Rickman-Tech Cup Series from Auto Club. 10 minutes after that is the Monsters of Energy Cup Series from Watkins Glen. And the nightcap, as we always do, the Western States Racing League from Atlanta at 10:05. Until we meet again, ladies and gentlemen, this is Tony Trapasser reminding you, ladies and gentlemen, that as we walk down the road of life, whatever you do, don't play in traffic. Good night, everybody.